It's the COD.
Yes, sir. Episode 62. We are back. We are alive. We are awake. Attentive. But yeah, man, we gonna get it started for y'all. So the Bulls playing. We was just talking about it. We're playing Milwaukee.
Milwaukee Bucks, the reigning champs.
What the score is so far?
Giannis Antetokounmpo. No, it just started, so they probably just
ain't nothing really. Okay. Well, hey man, let's get it started with a topic that's near and dear to the COD's heart. If you've been rocking with us since the beginning, you already know that Fortnite is the game of choice. There's been some huge changes with this new season. So, they're calling it the Resistance. And long story short, there's no building anymore.
No forts.
That's gonna be a little wild because the game is called Fortnite. I'm pretty sure that everybody I'm talking to right now on this call, on this podcast, none of us are builders. We always got it through the mud. We always got it out the mud. We got our aim. Our aim is on point. You start to build, we gonna burn it down, or we gonna shoot you down from the ground, take your legs out. But what we feeling, man? No building.
Shooters gonna shoot.
Yep. I said, hey, this is the game I've been playing since the beginning, so it don't matter to me.
Oh God.
The only time a motherfucker really built some shit was to get a little cover and redo to pick my mans up. You feel me? But
exactly. I need to revive somebody. Hold on, let me put up a quick four wall. But yeah, man.
So I'm like, that it give it that little kind of like aspect where it's just like it's kind of Call of Duty now, where it's just straight action. Ain't no forts and no extra shit. You still.
And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people make memes of like, oh well, shit, I'm done playing Apex now, or shit, Fortnite looking to hide. So
yeah,
maybe this is a good decision.
I think it was a good decision to move, but from what I also read, it was like it's just a momentarily thing. Is that
because they talk about you got to beat the guys so you can bring your building and
bring back the building and shit like that. But motherfuckers probably not even thinking about that shit. You feel me? Like they're just trying to.
I'm enjoying it while it's here.
Yeah,
I feel like
with the fact that they made this change, they'll implement it in some way, type of permanently, where it's like it'll be like an offset type of mode. You feel me? I feel like they'll eventually bring it in that way. I feel like it's something that they're testing. They testing in the sense where it's just like you wanted to bring it out like, as a new season feature or something for the season, but I feel like it's a testing type of moment where they're trying to see if they can bring back players that they lost and also engage new players as well.
Yeah.
Hey man, you can get the gray or you can get the gold, but shooters gonna shoot. This the game we
do. That's why
this the game we've been playing from the beginning. You said it correctly,
Exactly.
I can build pretty decent, but it's like, man, when I think about a game that you playing like, open world head to head, I'm thinking about, you got to take them shots, man. Whether you good with the sniper or whether you good with the pistol, it don't matter, right? Yeah. You gotta be able to shoot.
I ain't got time to waste. When it comes down to it, I'm not about to sit here and waste time building up a statue. Exactly. I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two just to like hold you off, but I'm getting right down to it. We're gonna fight it out.
Hey, the last couple of victories I got.
Yeah.
Right. The last couple of victories I got, somebody will build up and I'll literally go and knock down a wall and just go underneath a building. Like, yeah, you're gonna have to come get me, fam. 101.
Exactly. You waste your time at that point.
I started doing that to him. I'm like, you're gonna have to come get me. All right.
Like,
you want to build? I'm not chasing you. Come through.
What goes up must come down.
Right, it's on. Hey, it's on now. It's on now.
It's like think about it. Ain't no real. Like you can't even really run no more. Turn or get covered, so you gotta turn and face and have a shootout. It's all straight shootouts now.
Exactly.
Straight shootouts.
I see them feet. Hey, you know what I'm yelling? See, I'm turning around. Hey, you ain't better than me. You ain't better than me. I'm squaring them up.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. Like, it was always one of those things. Like, all right, cool. Go build crazy. It was one of those things. Like, oh man, you can tell this a PC player because ain't no controller player can even play that quick. All right, cool. Do what you got to do, but at the end of the day, like we said, like it's still gonna come down to who's got those instincts more. So you focused all your time on building, but yeah, we can burn that down, or we can, take out the bottom, and then now the whole building fall. I hope you got something in order so you don't just you don't fall out. I hope you got some splash or something. I hope you got some some wraps or something, because once that fall hits and we right there about to light you up, it's
over with. Yeah, so
and you better pick up your ammo.
This season is definitely
big facts. That the ammo is something that'll catch you. A lot of people getting caught with the ammo, like, yo, I'm on aim. I got him right here, like one more shot, but all of a sudden your thing clicking, click. Yeah. Like, oh man. Or you in the middle of a reload and you thinking like, damn, just one more shot, you still reloading.
Man,
get hit up.
You know what? Times. And people hey, I haven't seen people talk about it, but bro, even the way that you line your weapons up matters, right? Like, so I started lining it up. I'm like, all right, I want to make sure I got either my machine gun or my shotty after my rifle, so I can switch real quick and make sure that they load it all the way up. Because I done been in some fights where I'm trying to shoot and he jumping around. He got a hot pepper. He got a hot pepper or something, right? He jumping around. I run out of ammo and I swap it out to the shotty and boom, and I win, right?
Exactly.
Right, and I blow him down. So it's like, so anybody who played the game, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I usually go small machine gun, assault rifle, then shotgun.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, shit, I got the shit that's gonna spray him real quick, get that shield out the way. Then I got that shit that's gonna hit him hard. You feel me?
Hey, that small machine gun don't take any time to knock somebody down.
You feel me? Don't.
And that new one, it's spit. It's spit.
You get caught and they smacking you.
Really?
It's over with.
Going crazy. Right. Going crazy.
I done caught a couple people running in the house or some small space, running with that machine gun. It's over with.
Yeah.
Tagging them up. I don't care what they got, even a shotgun. A shotgun don't shoot that fast.
Facts. And we, Gordo, he stopped through the cord past couple days. I've been seeing you tap in. He said, hey, we need to start the gaming channel back up. So we got that started, got a whole lot of activity in there. But one of these days we're gonna have to get the COD Fortnite tournament or something going.
Definitely
throw a bag in there or something.
Hey,
I know it's a couple people out there.
You feel me?
Big facts. Ain't gotta be nothing crazy. Ain't gotta be nothing
either
crazy.
Do duos or either motherfucking
big chicken.
Hey, shout out Big Chicken, shout out Nico, man. Big facts. Yep. But yo, so we started with sports. And we kind of glossed over the fact that Kyrie is now, he's able to play with the what's it called, the measures and safety precautions for COVID being kind of relaxed and whatnot. But he came back and he dropped 60 or something.
Yeah. He ended up scoring the most in the Brooklyn Nets franchise.
That's kind of wild, bro. That's kind of wild.
It was just like, damn.
Because you can't tell him anything now, right? What are you gonna tell him? What are you gonna tell any anti-vaxxer? They're gonna be like, look at him. He didn't do anything this whole time and he dropped 60. I bet like they're gonna be like the natural immunity was on his side type shit.
Right. Natural immunity.
Damn.
Boosted his stamina.
His head about to be through the clouds. You can't tell him. His Instagram already crazy with his little conspiracy theories. How he be going. Yeah.
I mean, shit. It's just like shit. Hopefully, this get him on the right track to actually, compete. For the rest of the season, and stay and play at a high level. I feel like he can do it. Honestly, if he actually just puts his time into it. But I just feel like it works out for the Brooklyn Nets in the best way. You feel me? Because now they got Kyrie back. They got KD playing again. So it's just like that's perfect. He can play. He ain't gonna be really missing no games. And so postseason's coming up. They sitting in that AC. You feel me? So they gotta be in that play-in tournament. You feel me? So I feel like they dangerous at either. They dangerous as an AC, but even in that position, you don't want to be in that position missing a key piece like Kyrie Irving. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just like it works out for them in a highly perfect way because it's like, man, like they got a potential to like if they take that AC spot, and keep it that way, they can knock out the first seed.
They really can.
And that'll fuck up the whole shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, trust me, Miami, they can knock out Miami, given with the new added pieces and the way Kevin Durant plays in the postseason. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a hell of a it's gonna be a hell of a series. But hey, trust me, I'm putting my money on Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Seth Curry, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that seems like the likely matchup, man. I mean, of course, we want to be optimistic and say that our Bulls might make it.
I mean, the Bulls,
right?
The Bulls sit at number 5, so they good as long as they stay in that range. You feel me? I'm not saying that they're gonna make he already clinched the first seed, so it's just like it's nothing they can really do other than try to play for the second or third. But I'm like, honestly, I feel like, the Bulls in a good position where they at, they'll fuck around and get somebody like the Cavaliers or we might play the Celtics and we could come out that first round given who we get. You feel me?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just like, like I say, Kevin Durant putting themselves in the AC to potentially knock out the first seed works well for us. You feel me? Right. In the long run. But because it's like, yeah, we might have to see them in the second round, but it's just like, shit, you make it out that first round for sure.
Yes, and Steph, man, I got to give Steph his props, bro, because he sat down for a minute with that injury. And he came back and he just started going off, man. He came back and started going off, but we still got other teams, and Phoenix is still a good team, right? And,
Phoenix they clinched number 1, so it's like it's like think about it, they trying to go back all the way, they hungry, they got a taste, they got their first taste after a while, you feel me, and they want it, you feel me, so it's just like honestly, I feel like that was, honestly, I feel like that was a big statement for them to do, you feel me, like for them to clinch number 1 after just coming out of the conference finals and going, and not necessarily getting it done in the they got their first drop of blood, you feel me?
Yeah.
So it's just like now they going back, so they ready to go back to war.
Yep, especially as a young team. They got Chris Paul.
They got Chris Paul who I feel like he hungry for one, you feel me? So it's just like given the right circumstance and depending on who come out the like I say, me personally right now, the only threat to the Suns is the Warriors, honestly.
That's true.
Yeah.
In a 7-game series, the only threat is the Warriors.
Man, let's talk about the Lakers. They fell, man, like what the hell is going on?
Lakers just around. They just doing a lot of shit for show right now. But like I said, they sitting around at the 8th seed. They sitting around at 9th seed, honestly, for the play-in tournament. But they still like I say, they can't pull a Brooklyn. They go against the Suns in the first round. They gonna lose like they did last year.
Right.
They not gonna do it unless AD some magically comes back in full health and heavily armor or some shit, and Russell Westbrook just makes ain't no fucking brick shit. You feel me? They could possibly do it if LeBron scores 50 every game. You feel me? But other than that, I don't see them doing it.
All right, so let's just address it then. Where's Westbrook getting traded to end of the season?
I think Westbrook will be a free agent, right?
Yeah. And then who's he getting traded for? Like who's LeBron putting in the trade for? Like overall, like let me take it out, outside of Westbrook. Like what are the changes
that shit crazy? Hold on.
I mean, it's
hey, before you say another word, we talking about LeBron like he running that shit.
They have to re-sign LeBron.
Is he not? LeBron has definitely been player and general manager for like the past 10 years.
Speak on it.
I'm not even. You just did mention something important. Like I didn't even mention anything about front office, no executive, no Jeannie Buzz. What does she think? Nah, it was what changes does LeBron need to make in his team to ensure success next year? Yeah, that's the sentence.
That's crazy, bro. Hey, man, I'm gonna say it. Brody gone, bro. He going. He going somewhere else.
You know that. He definitely gone, bro.
Yeah, they gonna. You gotta make sure he in position for when Bronny joined the league.
Big fact.
Hey, you know, I know LeBron still won a ring out here.
Fact.
I know he's not trying to coast until his son is in the game. He's still trying to compete.
Hey man, he said it, bro. He said he want to play at least a season with his son. He said
even if he got to make sure that his team is like set up in position where he can just be a role player. Like he got to know that, you know, his team, like the insurance is there. Like, yo, I can't be scoring 50 every night, guys. Like, I got to know you got it. Like,
right. Yeah, no doubt.
So I'm sure he's going to be out there looking. I think last episode we said something like people think about D Rose might go to Lakers.
So what I've heard is that they actually looking into doing like a potential trade package for D Rose and what's buddy from New York, Fournier or whatever. I can't never pronounce that man's name.
Yeah, Fournier.
Fournier. They looking to actually grabbing D Rose, which actually, you know, they want an actual point guard, not an athlete. They say playing point guard. And so, you know, that makes sense.
That's crazy.
I've actually because the thing is, I've always like for the last couple of seasons, it seems like they've been trying to, you know, they've been talking about getting D Rose or trading for D Rose, and they never done it. So if they actually do it with the Russell Westbrook trade, it'll make sense. It'll put D Rose in New York. Well, he'll be around a lot of young talent like he was in OKC, but those young boys actually, you know, got a little experience under themselves, and then so, you know, there's Julius
D Rose and AD together to Chicago.
Yeah, to Chicago, and then, you know, legends, they got THT. You feel me? So it'll be a.
Hold on. My bad. Speaking of Chicago, what do we think about Patrick Beverly? Because I seen a clip on the timeline going around where he just ran almost from like mid court to just shove someone in the back. They weren't even playing. It was some type of like timeout situation, but he got ejected from the game. And I know Beverly's a hothead, but this one was like you weren't even close to the guy. You had to go out of your way to like jog over to him. People were standing up. Then you had to shove him in his back. It was kind of like, come on, you going a little overboard now. I know. I just want
to say. Let me say something real quick. So, what do you got to prove, bro? You in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what kind of smack talking happened, it's the basketball court. We talk shit if we at the park hooping. You know what I mean? But you in the NBA getting paid. Like, what?
I can see if you were guarding him and he said something slick and then like maybe, you know, got rough and then you throw a shoulder or something, but like he had crossed the court already.
Right.
It was like I'm saying, it was like a timeout situation. That you did have to go out of your way to do that. And like you said, you know, at some point you got to have the mental fortitude, right? You got to beat your opponent on the court mentally too. So like you know, people forget how crazy Kevin Garnett used to go with the trash talk. I mean, famously, he had Carmelo Anthony waiting outside the bus for his Cheerios comments, you know. So
I definitely feel you on that because I feel like it's starting to get really out of hand with Patrick Beverly to this point that it's just like, bro, you can really chill out, like honestly. But it's just like I feel like it's just like, you know, that's the type of player he's made himself become. You know, he's the type of player that tries to get under the player's
skin. Like that's his brand or something.
That's his brand or his type of thing that, you know, the coaches like they like, all right, that's Patrick Beverly being Patrick Beverly. You feel me? Like there's pretty much nothing you can do in regards
this
to
ain't the block anymore, you know.
So it's just
NBA.
Like he been off the block for a long time, and that's what makes it that much more sad. It's like, bro, you on your what year in the NBA? Like, you know better than that.
Let's think about somebody who brought that type of energy per se to the game, right? Like a Allen Iverson or a Rodman, right?
Yeah.
Like or anybody on the Pistons, right? The bad boys, right? Or what was
or even University
of Michigan,
Shaq and Barkley. Shaq and
Barkley. Yeah. You know, even the Michigan players who wore the Black Sox, their whole team, you know, any of these like tough guys, the Fab Five, any of these tough guys in basketball, like who might have, you know, squabbled or got down or whatnot, it might have been here or there. It was not. I mean, honestly, I don't think it was to the level that Patrick be like, you know, every like 10 games I gotta show out for y'all. I gotta let you know I'm the big dog. Don't rock with me. Prison rules. Like, all right. Okay, guy.
Yeah,
it's Patrick Beverly. You know, it ain't you can't have that much high expectation. You feel me?
Right. Like, all right,
I mean, but shit, I'm gonna be devil's advocate, man. He clowning, bro. I ain't gonna sit here and let that shit ride because he tripping. He in the NBA, bro.
He played for the
in the NBA.
It's just like, what the fuck? This is like, it's like, first off, you don't go to the game and be like, I'm worried about Patrick Beverly. You feel me?
Right.
But it's like exactly, he has been going. He done had a couple games where he made some big plays and made some decent shots and shit. So it's just like I feel he probably on the high right now. You feel me? But his ass will come back to life reality soon.
Hey, cause think about how many guys we got from Chicago. I mean, you just mentioned he on the Timberwolves, right? Wiggins was on the Timberwolves. Wiggins from the crib, and now he playing for the Lakers, and he was on the Timberwolves. D Rose and all these other cats you can name from Chicago. Like, ain't nobody acting like that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been a couple of times AD done got into it with somebody.
Ron Artest, though, you got to think about it. Ron Artest is a fucking menace.
Yeah.
You can't. It's like you can't. It's like every generation has one.
Right. You think it's Pat? You think this generation is Pat Beverly?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what's my man from the Sixers who just got traded because he ain't want to play no more?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah. He see.
He's not a goon. Ben Simmons.
He just. You say he got Twitter fingers.
You got.
Hold on. I got a good transition here.
Pat Bev is literally the equivalent to Ron Artest, but toned down. You feel me?
Right.
Ron Artest intentionally elbowed the motherfucker and knocked him damn near out after a fucking three.
But he wasn't acting like that when he was on Houston, bro. Pat Beverly wasn't. He wasn't acting like that when he was on Houston.
That's debatable. He still was an annoying ass motherfucker.
Hey, we on the kind. You know what I'm saying? We debate this shit.
That's debatable. Because if I was a motherfucker going against Pat Beverly, I'd be like, man, this nigga annoying. And I know what you're talking about when it was the lineup with him, Eric Gordon, and all their ass. Like,
right.
He was annoying.
He was toned down.
But he still was annoying as hell to other point guards like Chris Paul.
That's true.
And Steph Curry.
But who like Ron Harper? I mean, not Ron Harper, my bad, bro. Who like my man Reggie Miller? He used to talk shit. Jordan used to talk shit. Like,
Jordan, niggas like Jordan though.
But yeah, Jordan wasn't out here throwing balls.
You feel me? But no.
See, Jordan mentally, back to that mentally, he can say something slick, and then when you pop off, that's your weakness for him to then do his thing. Get in your head basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Once you reacting to somebody, they are now in your head. So
yeah, the physicality of the game and the shit talking that comes with the game, bro. That's understood, right? What's understood don't gotta be explained. But his ass running all the way across the court to push somebody from behind, like,
but
you know what I mean?
Seen him do shit
that
like
one
this
was
before,
excessive.
Though. It ain't nothing new. That's why I'm like, y'all act like this is new shit. He been did this shit before.
Man, he on his Kanye, man. He acting out.
Hey, hold on. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I'm talking shit. I love Kanye. Hey, I love Kanye. Of course,
we all love Kanye. But I was saying another fucking Chicagoan. Kanye was, Instagram had banned him for 24 hours.
24 hours
for going at Kim and Pete and them and.
But
last time we said he was going at DL Hughley.
The DL Hughley situation, because a motherfucker pressed DL Hughley.
Yeah, Kanye's man Theophilus London ran up on DL Hughley.
Theophilus
was crazy. He was talking all that shit. That's what I be saying.
He got the fashion guys. He got the fashion guys running up on him.
He called security, called police, and all that shit. That's what I be saying. They ass really be talking all that bullshit about other motherfuckers live, but when a motherfucker confront you about it, you ain't ready to do nothing but bitch up. Don't talk about other motherfuckers lives. Like
Steve Harvey was talking about don't play with the kings of comedy. We'll knock you out. Like,
what y'all, Steve Harvey, y'all gonna get y'all ass.
Boy, you better get your big mustache having ass on, man.
Come on, man.
You better go sit your Batman villain ass the fuck down.
Right.
Man.
Hey, man.
Right, motherfucking black ass Lex Luthor looking motherfucker.
Tell y'all,
it wasn't just Instagram though, because we had the Grammys now drop Kanye from their lineup.
Come on,
I thought Kanye was not even gonna do that shit in the first place. So
they
not gonna do it, or did they drop him?
No, I mean he was scheduled to perform.
Oh,
so
okay. I mean,
they dropped him. They got somebody put up a petition to drop him from Coachella. He's still at Coachella. He's not dropped from Coachella yet. So
I mean, don't nobody.
I say yet, but hopefully not.
Who really gives a fuck? Kanye is worth $6.6 billion at the moment.
This is what you. But no, you're right because of course, Whack 100 jumps into the mix and he says, or not Whack 100. My bad. It's funny as hell. Whack,
But you muted.
My bad. I went muted for a minute. Nah, Jay Prince. So Jay Prince, not Whack 100. Jay Prince was the one who said, okay, so the Grammys, they don't want Kanye to perform there. He wants that night, just like how he put together that Drake and Kanye benefit for Larry Hoover, but he wants that night, Drake, Kanye West, The Weeknd, and Nicki Minaj to all do a live show in Vegas same time as the Grammys.
And they could do it.
I think that would be hard.
That'd be hard.
Of course they could.
And they could do it.
Of course. Stream it on Amazon. They would love that. The
Weeknd,
that's of course, famously, The Weeknd doesn't fuck with the Grammys. You remember last year how they had this little funniness with him.
Right. I was gonna say the same thing, bro. Drake don't fuck with the Grammys either.
Exactly.
Famously.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Kanye, and that's what I'm saying. Kanye never really fucked with the Grammys after winning that first one.
Yeah,
right.
Everybody know the Grammys ain't bull. First off, everybody know the Grammys bullshit. Like, you don't really, especially when it comes to black artists and the way they treat it. We already know y'all categorize motherfuckers in one category. You feel me? Even though motherfuckers don't even really be in that one genre. But I say, it's the Grammys is the weirdest place. I wouldn't honestly, it used to be something as a musician, like a pinnacle of musicianhood, but it's that shit don't even really mean.
When you grow up, you start to realize the politics. Okay, so who's voting? Who's voting for this now? And
all white people.
I guess I get it, right? It's in all honesty, it should be okay, right? Because if you're in the Grammy Academy or if you're associated somehow or if you're a winner, you get to vote, right? But you got a whole bunch of people who say your focus and your expertise is country music, but now you're voting on everything. So when you get to the rap portion, are you really taking your time to listen to rap and be like, okay, this is the best option? Yeah. Or are you just going to say, well, my kids know Drake. I know Drake. Let me just give Drake the award, or I know Cardi B, something like that. But you got to really think about who's really voting for these awards. And I think they did make certain distinctions now where, I guess you can still vote overall, but there are certain distinctions of I guess, I don't know if their vote is weighted more, genre experts and shit like that, try to make it more fair. But then again, when you also hear of stuff like you can campaign. So say you did get nominated, right? So now there's different events that I hear artists, if they really want to win, artists can go to and perform during Grammy weekend and Grammy, week or month or some shit like that. So artists will be performing at private events for executives and shit like that, damn near doing free performances. Yeah. And then if they do it's one of those things where why should you have to campaign? Isn't it about the best award, or are we doing many is this a political thing? So I gotta shake hands to win this award.
Project, you feel me?
Exactly.
The music, the body of work that they got submitted. You feel me?
Yeah.
If you think about it, if somebody doesn't know an artist, bro, but then that artist comes and performs for a private event, that's the last thing that's gonna be in your head. So when you see him on a ballot, you don't know anybody else. As one of these voting people, oh yeah, but shoot, this person just performed for us. So you know what? I'm gonna vote for him. They know it's biased, bro.
That's and then shit, the people all right. So then you got the people who are yeah, it's biased, and then what the people voting? It's all right. So you might not be the genre expert or whatnot. You got people campaigning, and then if you are performing, if you're slated to perform that night of the Grammys, you most likely won an award. They don't choose you to perform, so you can already tell. Okay, Taylor Swift is going to perform; she's probably going to get an award. BTS, he's going to get an award. This person's going to get an award. You know what I mean? So
Silk Sonic.
Exactly. Like you don't perform without an award. So there's a lot of things that go into it. That's like, is this authentic as we think? You know, I don't know. But that's why we always say that we got to make our own awards, right? We got to.
I'll be super curious.
Make our own things up.
If they really make the BET Awards into something.
Right. If they decide to do that concert, I'm real curious as to what the numbers would be. You know, what kind of how much of the audience it will pull. You know, I'm real curious because they could do it. They could do it. I'm watching it.
And you know, speaking of award shows, you know, it's kind of the same thing with the Oscars, right? The Oscars have kind of been losing ratings over the years and things like that, and they're trying to do things to, you know, still stay relevant and still keep their prestige and weight within, you know, that culture industry and shit like that. But I saw some interesting things. I saw DJ Khaled's going to be a presenter at the Oscars. You know, it's kind of like, all right, where's his relation to film and whatnot? But he's, you know, a public figure and whatnot. So shout out Khaled. But you know, Will Smith, that King Richard movie, the movie based on Venus and Serena's father, that was nominated for Best Picture. So that's crazy.
Like, that's like that, and everybody's saying that he might be a shoe in the win. And I actually watched that movie. It was really, it was actually inspirational and very motivating. You know, as a black father myself, you know, with a child. So it was just like, you know, it was really a in-depth look into what we kind of already saw, you know, as seeing their career progress. And so, you know, Will Smith's a hell of an actor, you know, with all even without the bullshit and the Jada shit, you know, that man, he be acting his ass off. And so when he was in that role, you know, I actually was like, damn, this man is really killing this role. You feel me? So I'm glad to see that he's receiving the recognition.
Damn near kind of back on top, because it's like he kind of had some duds for a few years, and people was kind of talking like he fell off and all this, and
then Suicide Squad, you know, like
and that movie with Jaden, the After Earth. You know, it was a couple joints in a row where people was like, you know, did he lose it? Is he off? And then he started doing his YouTube thing again to kind of be like, oh, he's a cool guy. But, you know, he got the Bel Air popping. He got this nomination. So, you know, it's kind of like, you know, things on the up and up for Will, you know. So, you know, shout out to to the homie, because
shout out to the Fresh
He did have some rough years. Not only at the box office,
hold on. But Will got a catalog, bro.
You do. I mean, he got a strong catalog.
But it's just like shit. He was making some weak ass shit. Don't do that, G. Like,
you know, even Kanye had a weak period.
Motherfuckers making some weak ass shit, bro.
Think about it. I'll say it like this. Right. So Kanye and Will both had classics, right? They both built their career off classics where you can't deny them at all. But Kanye did have that period of like Jesus is King, Yay. And Yanni Leaks and all this other stuff where you're kind of like musically.
What was that shit with the
Kids See Ghosts? Like it was kind of some projects in a row where you were like, I don't know, kind of like Will, you know, in a row you got some movies. Yeah, you're like you got some movies that are like, I don't know. Exactly, but you're just kind of looking at the greats. Like I know you can do better. And I feel like, you know, Kanye had Donda, which everyone is like, damn, right? He got nominated for the Grammy. He was about to perform and shit like that. So he kind of in everybody's good graces again. He got his stem player popping. And now I feel like, you know, Will in that same regard, he got his movie. Yeah, he got his movie nominated, and I think he got some acting nominations as well. You know,
it's kind of like with Jay-Z when he was dropping them weak ass motherfucking that what was that shit, boy? The Blueprint. What was that shit, boy? That
I know Paul didn't want to hear that. Hey, but
man. I'm waiting to see what bro gonna say. Come on, Gordon.
Hov had Blueprint 2.5. He had Blueprint 3.
Was weak as hell.
Right. It was lacking.
Fuck is you talking about? 444 really fucking debatable if we want to talk about it. Like
the R. Kelly albums,
the
R. Kelly
albums
in retrospect.
Nobody give a fuck about them credit ass bars. Fuck you talking about?
Man, them 444 was cracking. All right,
that shit was all right. Let's keep it 100.
Oh,
Watch the Throne was going.
That's
now all them blueprints.
We're not going for solidified classics. We talking about niggas most current works and shit that they, Jay-Z has to drop another album after this 444 album. You feel me? Like he can't end on that note. Right.
I honestly feel like him and Kanye. I know this is kind of far fetched because I don't know
that shit cold.
I don't know their relationship right now, but I kind of feel like him and Kanye owe us a Watch the Throne too. Really,
they do though. At this point, if niggas gonna keep on rapping.
Right, 100%.
You gotta come. It's like thing is, you out here rapping on these features and shit, and you need to come out here and fucking drop another album because you leaving where at 444. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, we need that Watch the Throne too.
As a fan, you feel me? Like, I understand that you got a luxurious point in life and all that shit, but nigga, I want to hear some rapping. You feel me? Like,
hey, speaking of Hove, man. Speaking of Hove, he's an executive producer on a new film called Teddy, coming to Netflix, which is written and produced and directed by Kid Cudi.
Right.
Interesting.
So,
but let's not.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Rewind. He just had the Western though. That shit was dope.
He did the
and that's
The Harder They Fall. Now
and that's nominated too, ain't it?
That got nominated as well. So shout out that as well.
Shout out my boy Jay Majors.
Yeah. Lakeith was in there.
Lakeith, Regina King.
King. Yeah, Idris. So a lot of heavy hitters.
My boy Mike Will, man, he was an extra in there. My homie, man, he was an extra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now.
Hey, look, it's funny because the acting game, right? How do you even get into that, right? You got
I was just telling him.
Well, the soundtrack, and he probably close to Hove, and some favors was called, and
but it's like shit. Even then, it's like shit. I was talking about my homie shit. He live in Atlanta, and Atlanta is becoming like the epicenter for like acting. You feel me?
Movie hub.
And so he's like, man, I go around every day and shit be blocked off. They be looking for extras and shit like that, and I tell them like, shit. I'm like, you want to be an actor, you in a spot to really make something pop.
Exactly.
Extra, and keep getting those extra roles, and eventually they might let your ass say a couple lines, and then
get it cracking.
You feel me? You in the scene as a real nigga number 2. Come on, man.
Straight up.
Hey, but now what I was gonna say is on that thing, The Harder They Fall, we got Cudi. Cudi had a song on that soundtrack, right? And the same group that was behind that movie is now behind Cudi's movie. So I'm seeing the plays already because I was thinking when I seen it, right, and no disrespect to Cudi, musical genius, but I'm not gonna lie, some of his endeavors out of music don't always hit. So like he's dropped a few sneakers with Adidas. None of them really look that good. He dropped some like clothing collabs with Bape, and he's got a new like clothing collab that he's working with Nigo. It looks like merch. It's not really.
But how is Cudi as an actor to you is the real question.
His actor, the real question, as an actor, it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Grande. So the what's it called? The How to Make It in America classic. Wow. He killed it. After that, he had Need for Speed, lukewarm. Not that great, and then he was in a show called I think Who We Are or something on HBO Max. He did well in that. That was cool. But yeah, it's up and down with him.
Shout out Misdemeanor, Flatbush Misdemeanors getting shouted out.
Flatbush Misdemeanors is hard. Yeah.
Quinta shouted them out the other day, and I was like, man, he put me on.
Yeah. I reached out to homie whose show that is, and I said, yo, come on the pod. I know he's done some other pods in the past, but maybe we'll reach out when we get news of a season 2 or something. We're gonna keep trying because we fans over here at the COD. So 100%. Shout out the Flatbush Misdemeanors. But nah, what I was saying about Cudi is like just in general, his projects outside of music are kind of hit or miss. So then when you said when it said it comes to his acting, right? His acting, I feel like is hit or miss. So it all depends on the role to me. Yeah. I don't know if Cuddy is like as good of an actor right now to where he can just cut through. Because there's some actors where they can make a shitty role fire too. So 100%. For Cuddy, if the writing is not there, I feel like he's not going to do that great. So on top of it, now you're the one in charge of writing, directing, shooting, everything. I don't know. It could be just knowing Cuddy. It could
go left or it could go right.
Like I was saying, but like I said, the fact that Jay-Z is an executive producer, I don't think Jay-Z gonna put his name on anything frivolous. You know what I mean? I think Hove is gonna be like, hey, let me get some final say of this. Don't fuck around. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, bro, we need you to shoot that scene again. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He said,
no doubt. Hey man,
he said, yeah, for no weak shit.
Hell no. Hey, you know what?
I don't know if LeBron is an executive producer too, but they said Bron Studios is on it. So if LeBron was behind the Cowboy movie as well with Hove, then I think he's also with Cuddy because it's the same team.
It's the same team. Okay, that's dope.
That's decent. That's good to know.
Hopefully they surround him with some decent ass actors in that motherfucker.
That's all I'm saying.
And that's what
matters.
Shout
out Cuddy, but
hey. Same subject, different subject. Same subject, different subject. Motherfuckers putting a stamp on shit, right?
Yeah.
Hey. Drake's shoe. Moment of silence.
It looks like a K-Swiss. It looks like a K-Swiss.
Hey, I was like, damn, I think I knew somebody who had some of the motherfuckers, right?
You know? Oh shit, K-Swiss.
I was looking at him like, damn, bro. You remember them fat white and black K-Swiss? Yeah, they do, bro.
Yeah,
they
do.
The
Air Force One that they said he was supposed to have is up, of course. Okay. It's all right. It's like,
I mean,
he had an Air Force One that was supposed to drop, that might still drop, that looked all right. It was just a normal white on white Air Force One, but on the sole,
like some dad shoes.
Instead of air, it said something about like with love or some shit in cursive. And I was like, I know it's hard to like kind of switch up the lettering on the actual sole. So like, even though that's like a small touch, I was like, that's cool. But this new Drake Air Terror something, it's a little K-Swisher. Maybe the black pair, maybe the black one you can pull that one off.
Hey, we just go peg that the K-Swiss family. You feel me? It's gonna be a Nike Swiss. It's a Nike Swiss. They should have just did a crossover.
But honestly. Hey, shout out Drake because he is an executive producer on Top Boy. And Top Boy, their new season had dropped like last Friday. So I just tapped in today, of course, same quality, same, good story writing. So, tap into that if you want to tap in with the roadmen in London, the London Brethren and whatnot. That's a dope show as well. Yeah. But since you spoke about putting the stamp on things and we talking about TV, Gordo, he had dropped a couple recommendations in the COD to tap in, and I tapped into DMZ, which is a mini series on HBO Max. I got through 2 episodes so far. Pretty decent.
Right?
It's a little scary, I ain't gonna lie, because it's damn near showing like war on American soil, and it's like, oh shit. Is it one of those things where they show us something like before it's gonna happen, like conspiracy wise? Because we was talking about that like just last episode, like what would you do if war was on your soil? But yeah, I guess there's a demilitarized zone in this story in New York somewhere.
Yeah, basically.
But it's like go on.
No, I don't want to spoil it for people, but basically it's like it's like some 6 years after some like big world event, Manhattan Island becomes a demilitarized zone. And so the main character Rosario Dawson is just trying to find her son in this
love her
in this zone basically. And they call it DMZ. And so you see all these different players in the zone and what they are trying to accomplish and what their true motives are. And it kind of just shows you like things about human nature, politics, and
she's still a baddie.
You feel me?
I'm like, yo, I was looking at it like, yo, what age is she at? She out here running down people like top physical fitness. I'm like, she don't look a day over 35 or something. I'm like, this crazy.
Hey, top of the food chain, baby. You feel me?
You know she getting that. You know she getting that Ahsoka series for Disney Plus. You know, so she's still in it. You know, she getting that money. You know, so and then from what I've heard, from what I've been researching, is they might actually be in the talks of doing a DMZ season 2. So I don't know if she's gonna be a part of that or if they're gonna follow a different storyline because you know it's based off of DC comic. You know.
Okay,
right.
And so it's like, you know, a lot of graphic novels and comics are becoming, you know, TV. You feel me? So that's the wave now.
I feel like that's what a lot of studios are reaching for, man.
Yeah,
a lot of these comics and shit, because they don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? They already got deep plot lines and shit.
Exactly. And so
I was
Halo got
Netflix.
a show.
I was watching Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah, Halo is coming out.
You know what I'm saying?
Halo come out, I think this week, or it came out last week on Paramount
Plus. People talk about the Halo show is actually good.
Yeah.
Which apparently, like, there were some questions because the directors had said that they didn't play the game before writing the show.
Ain't that crazy?
What's crazy, and that's crazy. But I feel like that's a good thing though, because it keeps you unbiased from what you do. Because it's like you got to think about this. Every game has an actual storyline, like a story mode. And so it's just like, you know, as fans, like I'm like we going through this right now with One Piece. Shout out, you know, anime and manga. We actually going through this right now with One Piece, where fans are kind of upset. I'm not going to spoil anything right now, but they upset with the plot twist of One Piece right now. Like, but they mad at the writer. Like, you mad at the creator of One Piece for writing his story the way he sees it fit. You feel me?
Right.
And just like that's some weird ass shit of entitlement to something that you didn't create, that you just enjoy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you can be upset that the storyline didn't go the way that you want, but it's just like it's
that's a story. Yeah.
At least it's the actual story though.
You feel me? Like
it ain't no fan fiction, it's canon. Yeah,
exactly. It's canon. You feel me? So it's just like get over it. And it's just like, and it's like even with just video games, I feel like a lot of people are so critical about video games, like the Pokemon community as well. Like they always bash every single fucking Pokemon game, regardless. Not the last one that came out, PLA, Arceus. But you know, I feel like a lot of fans are just so critical about storylines and what the actual creators want to do with the characters that they see that they've made. You feel me?
And I don't want to beat the dead horse. I don't want to beat the dead horse, bro. But that's why people felt the way they felt for that last season of Game of Thrones, bro. Because they like, you know what I'm saying? They like twisted it off the books, bro. Like it wasn't even the same plot as the books. Like what y'all doing? Like they rushed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like I understand it's a sense of entitlement, but it's just like you gotta understand, like creators have other things in mind and the things that they want to do with their stories. You feel me? And then it's just like some of this stuff is actually laid in the woodworks way before shit is actually published, you know. And so it's just like I say, it's just like, yeah, we can be upset things don't work the way that they work, but it's just like you actually, if you enjoy the series, you like, you know, you can't be so critical about everything that doesn't work out, or every theory you theorize, you feel me, or shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like that's just like the biggest thing that, you know, animes and mangas and, you know, just these TV shows that, you know, are very suspenseful. Like the theories just, you know, we get so invested in the characters, we want them to do what we want them to do, not what the writers and creator wanted them to intended for them, you know? And so,
that's real. 100%.
I just feel like we, like as consumers and viewers and people that enjoy this stuff, we got to take a step back and chill the fuck out. If you want to do it, if you want to create a story, create a fucking story and do it the way you want to do it, but don't criticize another creator on how he dictates his world. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that I feel like, because it's like the thing is he's already giving you a lot. You feel me? Like just to share this world, build it with you. And so it's just like we gotta appreciate these creators and these writers and shit like that, because I feel like, you know, fans are super fucking critical, especially if it's like a show that didn't get horrible as it you know went on. If it stayed consistent to the end, you feel me?
Right.
Because I feel like as you mentioned, I feel like Game of Thrones was one of those shows that stayed consistent to the end. You feel me? Like even up to that last episode, you were like, what the fuck?
Hey, sure. I know some Game of Thrones fans. They go,
but you know how to mask. But you know.
What'd you say?
I said some Game of Thrones fans. Yeah, they're gonna debate you on the last season.
I mean, I don't. It's like me personally. Yeah. I don't think it was the perfect last season. But I just feel like as writers, you don't have to. As writers and creators, you don't have to give motherfuckers the fan service that they want.
Yeah, right.
And that's
you got to give them what they need.
I mean, it ain't even giving
little taste. Like you get taste.
It's like I feel like even giving them what they need, that's fan service.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Motherfuckers probably wanted 3 fucking dragon fights in the end. You feel me? Motherfuckers wanted some epic ass battles. They wanted Jon Snow damn near to kill the dragon, all type of shit, and the fucking Ice King. But none of that fucking shit was going to occur because at the end of the day, that's not how they saw it fit. You feel me?
Yeah.
And niggas got to get over that shit. Hopefully the prequel do something for you. You feel me? That
motherfuckers is out here. Hey, motherfuckers is out here scarred for life, dog.
I said I ain't gonna invest.
I mean, it's like shit.
That much time anymore.
It's like shit. It's like how can motherfuckers be mad at shit like Game of Thrones when Lost ended the way that it did?
Oh my god, let's not even go there, bro.
You feel me? Exactly. So it's like, what the fuck are y'all really truly mad about? Like, if anybody mad, it should be the motherfuckers that watched Lost for all those years. Like.
Hey, but that's the blueprint. That's the blueprint of a good. Hey, bro. Let's not even do it. That's the blueprint of a good show, though, right? It gets you so involved. It catches the audience's attention so much that you invested like that, like you emotionally invested. That's a good show, bro. Regardless of how it ends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Even now, motherfuckers still talk about Lost. Like,
oh man.
Man. I remember sitting there watching that shit as a kid.
I don't think I watched TV. I don't think I watched TV for like 3 days after I watched that shit. I was like,
the season finale, that season finale of Lost, like last final season, like I just sat there and was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I turned this shit off.
Like I rewatched because I ended up rewatching it like in college, and I just sat there and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I really just wasted that much time just for it like that and get invested like this. Like, fuck them. I was like, if anything, we need a reboot of Lost.
Man, I was like, man, I'm finna go outside and hoop, man. I'm just finna go shoot around. Like, I'm done.
I was saying true. I said, fuck it, I'm finna go do some other shit.
Right, 100%, bro. Turn this motherfucker off.
I feel you. Game of Thrones. This is like I say. Hopefully, the prequel do some shit for you. Feel me?
Yeah.
So
but you know, that's we got. You know, hey, Bel-Air. Before we change the subject.
No. So no. Okay. Before Bel-Air, you know, we talking about, trusting the writers and shows that might have fallen off, but there's one show in particular that's coming back in 2 days. So when this episode actually drops, Atlanta season 3 will be back. So far, season 1 and 2 have been, flawless. Can he do it again? Can Donald Glover come back and drop, a classic season 3 on us? Where do we think he's gonna go? Or, will he do us like Lost in Game of Thrones?
I hope it, given given the like background noise about what was going on within regards to the season and stuff like that, I feel like all of them are hell of actors. You feel me? And Lakeith, I always call him Paperboy, but I decided to call him Paperboy because he got a real fucking name.
Right.
Paperboy is where I met him at, so that's how I always remember him. But Paperboy and Zazie, they all of them are making a mark for themselves within this new generation of Black actors. You feel me? And so, from what I heard, it was a lot of conflict off screen and shit like that. Yeah. So that's why, shit won't be coming back. From my understanding, the 3rd season is the last season.
The final? I thought it was going to be a 4th.
I heard that there won't be a fourth, but I heard the third season. If my understanding, they were shooting both at the same time, but from my understanding, only the fourth, there won't be a fourth season. This was supposed to be the last season, but I don't know. That's what I've been reading. We don't know how true that shit is. But yeah, you know, I think they're gonna do it again. You know, because like regardless of what was going on behind the screen, because you know, even when they was doing that first 2 seasons, you know, Donald Glover was really doing all that Star Wars shit, and you know he was making his music. So it's just like, you know, I still feel like they're gonna put the work they did. They gonna put that, you know, dedication that they have into their crafts on the camera.
Yeah. They got to show people like, you know, who the originators of the style are, because you know in Atlanta's absence, you know, Lil Dicky came through with Dave, and a lot of people been saying Dave is better than Atlanta. But
I mean,
you know, that's because
you can't never say that, but you know that's you know that's just white culture in this sense. They get naive to who actually does it first. Or
how quick they forget.
You feel me? Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Atlanta
So it's just like
will be back. Yeah.
I'm not even really paying. Me honestly, I ain't never watched the episode of Dave. I ain't never heard a song by Dave. So it's just like all I just know he's a white boy that raps at this point. So no disrespect to Dave. I don't want to disrespect Dave. I don't want no beef. But honestly, like it's just like it's only so many white people I found funny. And then it's just like it's only so many white shows that are humorous to me.
Yeah.
Like so it's just like I had to see an episode of Dave and to be actually critical of, but you can't really top Atlanta because Atlanta was different, you know.
For real.
Atlanta gave you social breakdown, was also just like kept it fresh and current, but also gave you the satire of it. You feel me? Like if you're not really a motherfucker that understands satire, you really don't get Atlanta. You feel me?
Exactly.
Right.
And then they got the trippy elements in there as well.
Exactly, along with the trippy shit. You feel me? And so it's just like, you know, like I say, Lakeith really, you know, he was one of the motherfuckers that first stood out, even though we share the same, he played a nigga that shared my name, but it's just like, it was just like, just off of his character, the way he act, you know, Paperboy, and just like, you know, that first season, just how critical it was. It's like that first season is just like, sorry, the little man, but you know, that first season, it felt so real and raw. You feel me? Like that was like that. I feel like that was the reality of a lot of people during that time. You know, a lot of people were trying to make it in the music industry. You know, everybody's music was catching buzz. You know, and so it's just like that was the reality. You know, and so I'm like that's what, you know, you can't beat that.
Yeah. And even if it wasn't music, you know, a lot of people at that time were just, you know, trying to make it or trying to get by somehow, whether it was school, music, acting, or comedy or whatever. You know, a lot of people were just hustling, trying to make it. So, you know, you saw that within those characters, you know, Earn trying to help manage Paperboy and stuff, you know, people sleeping on the couch or something like that, talking about, yo, get up, we got to do this, we got to do that. You know, or maybe after a hard day's work, you know, they you know, share a joint or something like that. Exactly. Stuff that, you know, people could, you know, relate
to and see themselves in. Exactly.
You know what? And what does that sound like, bro? That sounds like somebody trying to make it in LA too. And that's why I feel like it's so prevalent, bro, because we just talked about how Atlanta has become pretty much the Black Mecca, right? For art and for, you know what I mean, film,
the Black community,
100%. Just like, you know what I mean, just like Oklahoma, right? Was it Toast? I mean,
Black Wall
Street. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah. Atlanta's kind of become that, right? Become our LA or become our Hollywood stage. You know what I'm saying? As people of color, and it's man, it's just funny how things transition like that, right? Because that's what you hear about people when they go out to LA trying to act. That's what they do, right? They roommate up, or everybody got regular jobs but still pursuing what their dream is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, shit,
that's that big break,
trying to get that big break, bro.
We see that, and that's how you kind of make portray the season of you know, a storyline of what Atlanta is, you know, even though it doesn't seem like there's a storyline, there is a storyline within the episodes, you feel me? And that's the best, and I feel like that's the best TV at the moment, where it's like everything seems so random and there's no real plot to the story, but it's just like there is a storyline.
Yeah, like an overall plot. Now I know you took it to LA. And right around there, of course, is
destroyed, bro.
What's the score?
59-43.
There's a chance. What's the quarter?
It's halftime.
Okay. Yeah, there's a chance we can come back. It's not too crazy. Not too crazy. But no, I was saying, you took it to LA and right around that area, you got Bel Air. So where we at with that? What we think so far in the season?
Yeah, last episode was decent. I'm really weirded out though.
What happened?
The love triangle aspect of it.
Okay.
I think it's like that was just like wow.
Spoiler alert for the listeners.
A little spoiler alert. I didn't like that. It's just like, would you date your cousin?
You talking
My
about
question, would you date your cousin? Would you date your cousin's ex-girlfriend?
That's a weird term.
That's my question.
No, you see, I gave it a thought. Nah.
Hey, listen. Gordon, let me say this. Let me address this. Hey,
yeah.
See, bro. And this is the thing, right? The differences in households and shit, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I would never like a girl who, if my cousin dated her, if it was like his main, or he was that interested in her.
First off, if she been around the family, fuck is
I'm not. I'm not messing with her. Right.
You feel me?
So there's Lisa's storyline. Yeah.
Right. I'm not messing with her. But I'm gonna say this, bro. He showed up. Shorty was on him. He asked.
That's true. She was.
He asked him. He was like, "Hey, you got a problem with this or whatever?" She kind of whatever. And initially, he told him to stay away from her, and he did. So then, they did what they did, whatever the case may be. And he asked her, and he's just like, "Hey, man, she cool. Just don't hurt her." He's like, "Shit, I hurt her." You know what I mean? And it's a spoiler alert. I'm sorry.
He wasn't really cool with it at first, and then you got.
At first, he wasn't. At first, he wasn't, bro.
Behind the man backs, that shit wasn't cool.
Shit.
Like that. If you got to sneak, first off, you got to sneak behind a motherfucker back. You already know you're not gonna be.
Man, I'm working through it, bro. I'm working through it because that ain't in me to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working through it.
Personally, I just was like, that was the most weirdest shit they could put in the storyline. Like, why?
Why? Yeah. I question that. I question that.
Just give him his own fucking girl and Carlton his own fucking girl. Like,
which is something my bro brought up. My brother was like, so is this Lisa's storyline gonna be like for the full season? Because in the OG Fresh Prince, Will didn't just have one girl like throughout. We seen him with multiple girlfriends and stuff like that.
He had a couple joints.
Yeah, so maybe the Lisa thing can be on and off, but are we really just gonna focus on this? Is kind of what his question was gonna be.
I feel like they gotta get another motherfucker. He gotta get another John in that bitch, because it's like, gee, that shit. First off, this love triangle shit weird as fuck, which is
weird.
I would never be in a love triangle with my cousin. That's just
never. And you know what? It almost would have been better if they just made Lisa like Carlton's best friend that he didn't.
Exactly, and he kind of liked her as well, but she kept him in the friend zone, but put Will in the first place. Like that would have made it better writing as opposed. That would have been better.
Like they was both competing, but no one really had
really got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Carlton, he used to date her, so that's why I make it so weird. Because it's like if my cousin tell me like he used to date a chick who's flirting with me, like ain't no way I'm wifing her.
First off, Will crack. If Will can crack, I know Carlton crack. Let's just keep it real, honey.
Hey, facts.
Oh shit.
Carlton. First off, Carlton was that nigga. He was the man.
He was the man. He was
the fucking man. That's weird.
Oh. Hey, Carlton definitely cracked. He definitely cracked. He definitely cracked. Especially in that type of environment, man. You know how they get down.
First off, all the teenagers and all the teenager shit we watch the niggas having sex and all that shit. Ooh.
Right.
Let's not play that role. We were teenagers at one point. Feel me? Like Carlton's the fucking man. He was the fucking man.
Right.
We all here at that moment of feeling like the fucking man.
And it ain't like she stopped and was like, I ain't never done this before. She
exactly.
Was like,
so we not finna go there. We not even that. But not to say that, but I'm just like, I just don't see how motherfuckers can go doing all that dumbass shit.
That shit funny, man. That shit too funny.
Like, me personally, I would have been in that bitch like, if I was his daddy, and even that last episode, because he talked about his daddy in that last episode. If I was his daddy and if I was Uncle Phil, I'd just be like, y'all really tweaking in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, for real, bro. I had to pull him in the room. Like, what is y'all doing, bro?
Well, I mean, like, I have to sit all three of y'all down with and be like, because I'd be in this bitch confused. You feel me? Like,
yeah,
super confused.
Like, all three of y'all down bad if this is all you got.
Hurt.
Hey. You new out here, bro. You on the basketball team. I know it's some like
you know,
like you could have got any other one, but why this? Like,
bro, you got a school full of them, and this the one, huh?
You feel me? Like
this the one, huh?
Carlton's over with. Like, why?
Right.
Oh man. Hey, bro, I'm happy we got to visit that. If y'all haven't watched Bel Air yet, man, make sure you check it out.
Check it out. We kind of kept it a little bit, try to keep it a little bit spoiler free for you, but definitely check it out.
Definitely check it out, man. So, it's a lot of good shows out.
Was definitely, winning times.
Winning time.
They actually
give us an update.
It was definitely dope. Last episode, they kind of, Magic went out to LA. We saw this nigga actually. First night in LA, that nigga did some wild ass shit. He went to like a house party with strippers and sex workers and shit like that. And man, got teed up. So we saw the beginning of why Magic was so lit.
He was lit, man.
So
that's it. Captain Lit.
You feel it had to be him.
You saw but yeah, Magic. We saw that. So it's just like, it's a very interesting take. Like it gives you like this office vibe, but it's not an office. It's not the office, but it's just like it's dope as fuck to see. Like, because it's like you got to think about it. This is that first year Magic drafts that he wins a ring and finals MVP. So like that's the end of the season, So it's like we kind of seeing all the plays that get up to that season, and so it's like you see Jerry West become an asshole. They bring in Pat Riley, who eventually, he takes over. And see, he takes over in Magic like second season, like in the second season, he helps him get that second finals MVP. So we see Pat Riley and buddy that plays Pat Riley, the pianist dude, I forget his name. He plays Pat Riley and shit. So we see all that come into play and everything. So it's just like it's kind of crazy. Like, I love to see like this aspect of how like, like they making a storyline out of like, even though it was technically a storyline, but like they kind of like making this comical version of like the Lakers building their dynasty, but they kind of keep it serious as well. Like a nigga got killed in the last scene. I don't know why. Like they found his body in a trunk. I guess he was fucking with the mob. Like, it's crazy because you see the Boston Celtics owner. He talks with Jerry Buss in one of the episodes. So it's like you see how that rivalry develops in a sense. Like it's dope as fuck. So I feel like if you haven't, check out Winning Times. Buddy that played Magic Johnson, he's definitely, he on the come up. His like the way he playing this role right now, like he's smiling like Magic, talking like Magic. It's just It's crazy to see. Like I just want them to do something like this for the Chicago Bulls. You feel me? So I can see like Jordan get that first ring or whatever it needed to be. Like better like we got the last dance.
The cocaine circus.
I'd rather watch. I want to see a TV show of this shit. You feel me? With Dennis Rodman acting like an asshole, all type of shit. You feel me? Like that'd be crazy.
Hey, it's coming, man. Hey, it's coming, man. These are legends we're talking about, and Magic was the first, and then shit, him and Mike had that pivotal moment, that 5-on-5 game that they played, and when that they talked about in the series,
for Team USA,
right.
Scrimmage.
When Magic was like, yeah, all right, Mike got it, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
it's his shit. You feel me?
Right. So I mean, it's these are legends we talk about. It's coming. It gotta come.
Yeah. So I'm like, hopefully we can get some shit like that for the Bulls. But this is It's a different take on TV. Like I'm glad that we taking these different ways away from the soap opera and the crime and shit like that.
Yeah,
we giving motherfuckers different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I tap back into Top Boy, I'm like, this is dope and it is good TV. Like overall, it's good writing, but it is another crime show. On top of all the power shows, on top of everything else. Yeah,
you feel me? Like it's like after a while, it's like that shit starts to blend in. That's why I was so captivated by another HBO Max show called Raised by Wolves.
I got to tap into that. Yeah,
if you haven't tapped into that shit, I literally I watched they finished season 2 last week actually as well. Every episode, I'm just sitting there, my mind blown. Like, what the fuck is next? Like, it's just like,
hey.
Even at this season finale, I'm just like, I'm not even gonna spoil it, but it's just like, so basically, I'll just give you the premise. Like, the Earth is destroyed. They motherfuckers. It was a battle between the religious and the atheists. Both end up
destroying Earth.
Yeah, basically destroy Earth. It's crazy, right? Crazy as fuck.
Yeah, crazy over beliefs, bro.
But they got androids and they got these super fucking robots called necromancers and shit like that. So they send up. So basically, they destroy Earth. They in space. They got to find a new Earth. They find this Earth called Kepler 99, whatever the fuck. It's this nigga that then basically sent. He basically gave 2 robots a job and reprogrammed them. He basically took a killer robot and reprogrammed that robot to be a mother and a service robot to be a father, and to basically help them repopulate Earth, and gave them 5 embryos to go back. Shit gets crazy on this fucking planet because the atheists and the motherfucking religious niggas come. Then you figure out the robot that's the mom is like this damn near killer robot that basically can't be damn near killed by nobody. Like it gets crazy as fuck. Like it's scripture, religion, shit all tied into this shit. It's really wild. I was like, bro, who is writing these TV shows and coming up with this shit?
Hey, I saw the previews of that show, bro. I'm gonna have to tap in.
Hey, tap in. Like it kind of seems slow, but it's just like it's slow because every episode you really getting something crazy as fuck that's building up this storyline. Like even in season 2, like I'm gonna just say there's a snake that you will meet in the first season, but you don't know what the fuck this snake purpose is at all. Like, but it's important.
Right. The
whole thing, and it's just like, what the fuck.
And I like shows like that, man. I'm watching. I just finished the show that I've been watching. I just finished the season that they just posted, but it's like 6 or 7 seasons out already. Called The Last Kingdom. It's a BBC show.
And I actually heard of that. Yeah,
man, bro, man, it's so dope. You know what I'm saying? Like the plot goes so it sticks like to historical timeline, but it has a whole plot about a person who pretty much affected like the fate of this country. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's just so dope, bro. And man, just to see the type of shit that they coming up with, especially coming out the pandemic, because Lord knows they were scratching for any type of plot during the pandemic, right? So now that we out of the pandemic, they just releasing everything, and everything's been pretty good.
Yeah, no, and I was gonna say even and then like the Big Mouth had a spinoff series that dropped last weekend called Human Resources. So I don't know if y'all watch Big Mouth and people like Big Mouth. But it's like, this is kind of more for adults as opposed to, Big Mouth is kind of weird because it's like this little kids doing this shit. You feel me? Like this, like this kind of seems pedophilish. You feel me? Like right. but I'm just like, why are we watching little kids do weird shit? But I know it's an adult cartoon, but it's just like, it was weird. But this human resources shit is like more, it's more like adults doing, like you kind of get like, all right, why the fuck is depression bothering me and the fucking up my life? You feel me? Like, and shit like that. So it's like I would say check it out. So if this episode if last week was the nod, this episode is the binge. You feel me? You telling me what
definitely the binge. Hey, speaking of that, man, we always play a song at the end. What music you binging on right now? What should we play at the end?
Man, what was I just listening to? I actually was just been listening to that Freddie Gibbs, Black Illuminati, and Benny the Butcher and Dirk shit. But I really just, I kind of started listening to that Tory Lanez 87 Stingray. I got back into that. He had a few joints on that motherfucker I was fucking with. I mean that Alone at Prom album. I've been listening to that 87 Stingray. Tory Lanez. Decent, there's controversy still around the man's name, the whole Megan Stallion situation. I don't really want to get into that yet till we get those court documents out there.
Yeah, we gotta get we don't hold off all the conversations until the official court decision is in. Yeah,
we not making those stances on nothing right now. We just keeping it all, neutral.
Right.
Motherfuckers back until
allegedly,
we gonna treat it like the OJ trial, Treat it like the OJ trial. If the glove don't fit,
hey man,
you have to quit.
The glove don't fit.
I'm gonna say it like this: rest in peace, Phife Dog.
Oh yeah.
And he just had a project. He just had his final project that dropped. So we gonna definitely have something from that Forever project that just dropped. So check that out. Forever Phife Dog on streaming everywhere. And we gonna close it out with a track from there. It's the COD.
Hey man, episode 62.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Nas the ruler. Be rich. Rasta roots. Shit is overdue. Diggy dog. Donna Jules. Don't know what it is. Little kids smoking needles. More hits than the Beatles. Not trying to express sorrow, be mournful or plaintive. In the name of the golden era though, yo, can I live? Come on, this here got too much bounce to be melancholic. Listen to them DJs with the crates, spinning at the parties. From hole in the wall clubs to a neighborhood basement. Block parties in Queens, new Nile Afro Sheen. 14 ounce of Dax homemade, Jerry curl braids, waves, afros, gumbies, high top fades. Come on, Theodoras, Pumas, Knights, the brand with these stripes. Wally Clark, Spot Bills, British Walkers and Knights. Shorty's looking fine. In the flyest design, spandex, Jordache, stand at Val Coop's ass. Baby hair, lip gloss shining. Reason that I got in the rhyming. Plus didn't grow to shoot hoops as a pro. Needing that old thing back, cause I'm missing that energy. Requiem for that official the way hip hop is supposed to be.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, motherfuckers. Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever, ever, motherfuckers.
Done came a long way with Shah Jarobi and Tip. Couldn't tell us we weren't nice, we knew that we was the ish. To the first demo or so, got in the hands of some folks. They listening, faces crude. Fuck is this shit, a joke? I'm thinking back to the drawing board sirs. Today it seems like a blur. Never deferred from being just who we were. Four brothers with the mic and a dream. Construction Tims, loud that shaky pants were. Rather my 501 jeans. I felt the garments that we chose were a stretch. A lot of it to the left. At photo shoots, I'm rocking Mitchell and Ness. Ali Shaheed barking on me, he vexed. Come on, do it again, and I'm making sure cause Slidey takes it out of your check. First album makes noise overseas. Finally making some G's. Paying our rent, so now my granny is pleased. Up next, Low in Theory. Who could relive that energy? Requiem for that official the way hip hop is supposed to be.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, motherfuckers. Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
Only rocked them 4 songs on that first LP. No verses written by me. Out to prove to all that I could MC. Looking to battle, what? Who wanted with he? Uniform and fatigues. Form mid, top 10s like the D. Sharpen my pen. Shaheed Fareed on the beats. Second opus complete. Check the rhyme. Cheryl Sun about to eat. September 24th, 9-1. Hey world, here we come. Baseline the bugging out, sounding dumb. Fast forward November 9th, 9 trade. No time for play. Picking up where we left off. Straight maraud in the streets. World of buzz from that award tour. With De La Soul, alcoholic souls of mischief, wildin' out on tour. No looking back, it was full steam ahead. Mainstream and street cred. Had no idea me and my boy would bump heads. If I could do it all over again, I'd sit down with my friend. With zero reason why this shit had to end.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, motherfuckers. Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever, ever, motherfuckers.
cut that shit off. Cut that shit off. Lack of communication killed my tribe. Bad vibes. Hence the reason last 2 albums took a straight nosedive. Truth be told, fans kept us alive. Despite trials, tribulations, no doubt we were built to survive. Can't speak for everybody or where my dudes' heads are at, but I love you motherfuckers. True spit, all facts. Deep in my soul, I believe what will be shall be. Requiem for a tribe. Rosha, Kamal, and Malik.